Hey guys, this is Shane. So I wanted to share another trade with you that I was looking at about a week ago. I actually didn't get a chance to take this trade because I was looking at other things. I got distracted with other things. All right, but I still thought it was a good trade to share with you guys because it covers the same strategy that I've been sharing on this channel so far. All right, so you can see it's the ticker symbol CVX, and it has to do with the break and retest strategy in confluence with a moving average on the higher time frame. So in this case, as in the other cases that I've shown, the time frame that we're dealing with is the daily time frame. All right, so this is where we're getting our setup from. All right, so it's the same setup as the other examples that were shown. No, this is not the only way I trade. This is just one of the ways that I attack the market. All right, this is just one of the things I do, but it's not the only thing I do. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. All right, so first off, this is where we were about a week ago when I was looking at this. Um, so first thing I noticed is that we have a trend line here. We have a little trend going here, an uptrend. All right. So, and then I noticed that the price broke out, broke the trend line and closed below it, as you can see. All right, it broke the trend line and we had a close below it. So the next thing I wanted to know is where is the price headed now that it had broken the trend line? Where is it going to go next? All right, so one thing I noticed is that we have a level here. If you look closely, you'll see a level where the price likes to react to. So if we, let me delete that, use this one here. There's a level here that the price just loves to react to. So we'll just draw that level for you. And, this is just an area that I'm marking out. So, you know, if you were to mark this out, it doesn't have to be exactly like mine, just as long as you're within the ballpark. So what you're looking for is you're looking for those areas that the price keeps interacting with, that you have. It's an area where you have many touches of the price. So just kind of look at how I'm drawing this. So you can do it like something like this. All right. You can adjust it, you know. Um, you could, do something like this, something like that. So you can see the price comes down. We held it as demand, broke through the level. We came back. Now it becomes supply. Reject from the level, reject from the level, reject from the level, break above the level, came back and held the level. And then we held the level again. So now that we broke the trend line, I was expecting that the price would come down to this level and maybe we can get a bounce out of here. So I like to take bounces on the higher time frames, like the 1 day, the daily time frame, because that bounce is going to be a big move. All right. So it's not like scalping. If you're trying to catch a bounce while scalping, it's going to be a smaller move. All right. So you're going to be on the 15-minute or the 5 minute or the 1 minute time frame. All right. And that's going to be a smaller move. But when you catch a bounce on the daily time frame, it's going to cover more ground. So I like catching bounces on the daily time frame so it can cover more ground. So I can just sit in the trade all day and just let it and just get a nice big fat candle for the day. And then we can be done. All right. So that's why I like catching bounces on the daily time frame as opposed to just the 5 minute time frame or the 1 minute time frame. All right. So this is how, again, you can draw this level. You can adjust it if you like. If you want to, you could bring this down to cover that, to cover this area here. And that would make it a little bit bigger, or you can just bring it up a little bit like I had it just to cover that. So you just kind of trying to get the general area. All right. So now next you can take your box and just chart out the level like that. All right. So there we go. So you can see once we break this trend line, I was looking for the price to move down into the next demand, which would be right here. All right. So another thing that we've been doing is if I pull up my 200 EMA, or 200, yeah, that one, this one here, that one is right at the level, the 200 EMA. All right. Exponential moving average was right there at the level. So this provides confluence. All right. This gives me confluence. So we have a strong level where the price likes to react to. All right. A strong level where the price likes to bounce from. And then we have the 200 exponential moving average right at the level. So this is giving me confluence. And what this is telling me is that there's a good chance that if the price comes back to this level, we can get a good bounce from here again. So that's what I was looking for. So let's just play this forward a little bit. And you can see we got to the level. So this is where you could enter your trade right here. And you can see as soon as we get to the level, the price already started to react to the level. So the other thing, one of the things that I talked about in the last video I did, all right, so if you haven't seen the last video, go check it out. I just did a recap of the first two trades that I shared on this video. I gave an update, I should say, so you can see, how those trades turned out. But one of the things I talked about in that video is your take profit areas. All right. So your targets, how do you figure out your targets? How do you figure out where you're going to take your profits? And what I mentioned in that video is that you can look at the low of their previous days. It's more so the pivot point. All right. So what I mean by that is if you take a look here, you can see the price came down, pivoted up, and then came down into the level. So if we can bring this over here, you can see we have a pivot point right here. You can see we have a pivot point right there. All right, so my target then would be the pivot point. So that's one way how you can figure out where you want to target. All right, so when price comes up to the level, I'm looking to take my profits here. All right, so that's one way how you can figure out where you want to take your profits. All right, cool. So let's see what happens from here. Actually, before we do that, let's just mark out our pivot point here. All right, so that's how you can draw that out. It's just a turning point here where the price turned around. All right, so you can see how I just put the box around the wick of this candle here and just draw it across. And that's my level because this level is going to act as supply. So price came down into demand and this is supply. So the price could easily reject from the supply. So that's why I'm looking to take my profits there. Or if I don't take my profits there, then I can at least trim my position if I were in this trade. And then if we are able to get above this level, then maybe we can look for a bigger move. And then you might want to exit. If we should get above this level, you might want to take your exit up against the trend line because that's another area where the price could reject from. So if we get up here, the price could reject from the trend line. All right. So those are some things to keep in mind. If you want to get a better look at this level, take a look on the 4-hour chart. You can see what it really looked like. All right. So you can see price came down into the level and held it as demand. All right. Or support. And then we broke down through the level, came up for a quick retest and rejected from the level. So now this level is now supply. So what I would be looking to do is to take my trade from this current demand all the way up to this supply, and I'll be done. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the daily time frame here, and let's just play this forward so you can see where this chart is currently. All right. So you can see we're still at the level. You can see we started to have a move up. All right. We're moving up, so we would be in profit right there. And then we have a move down. So this is the thing, like sometimes this type of stuff could happen before you get to your target. But as long as we're still holding the level, then the trade is still valid. All right. So you can stay in the trade. As long as the trade has not been invalidated, there's no reason to exit the trade. I understand this sucks because you waited like 3 days to get up here, and now we're back down here. But that's why you can take profit. You can take partials along the way. All right. As you're moving up in profit, if you're happy with your profit, you can take your profit, or you can at least take something off the trade. All right. And then you can leave runners to get up to this level. So let's see what happened. So now we see buyers are stepping back in again, and this is where we are right now. Okay, so you can see we would have the price went to the target, and now we've broken above the level. All right, so you can see if you're a person who trade patterns, we have another confluence here, right? You can see we have what's called like a double bottom here. All right, if you can see that. So let me just do this just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. If you look right here, you got a double bottom right. So I like to take trades that has confluences. So this would have been a great time to enter the trade. And this is live right now. So what are our confluences? We have a strong break and retest level. That's acting as demand. Okay, that's one thing. And then we have our 200 exponential moving average. That's right in the same area. That's two things that telling us this could be a good trade. And then we have a chart pattern here. You have a double bottom right in the same area. So there are three things that telling us that this could be a great trade. And as you can see, the price pretty much exploded today. All right, so our target would have been met, and now we're above the level. All right, so let's drop down to a lower time frame. Let's say we went to the 1 hour time frame. All right, let's just get rid of these, right? These arrows here. There we go. All right, so you can see the trade we just traded from. We just traded from this demand all the way up to this supply, and that could be a trade. And that would be a good move right there. But now that we've broken above the level, then maybe the next target could be this trend line up here. All right, because this could be a break and retest of the trend line. All right, so if you were still in the trade, that could be the final target. All right, so there you have it. Just another example of the strategy we've been discussing on this channel so far. So this is one of the things I do. I do other things, and maybe I can get into other strategies another time as well. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. And if you did, if you enjoyed this video and if you got value out of this, do me a favor and just hit the like and subscribe button. It will definitely help out the channel, and it's free. All right, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button. So just if you found value, just hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate it. All right, so happy trading and trade responsibly.